Welcome to Girl with Blue Energy. I'm Patty, the Girl with Blue Energy, and today I'm talking about how to get out of a black hole. And I'm going to explain what I mean by this, but I promise you, if you've arrived here because you searched for how to get out of a black hole, I am going to do my best to help you get out of a black hole. And what I mean by a black hole is not a literal scientific black hole. I mean the black hole that those of us with bipolar experience and those of us that have major depression experience. The black hole of depression. And I chose this title intentionally. I feel very spirit-led to make this video because I myself have searched for how to get out of a black hole before. So I'm trusting that the universe will bring people to my channel that need to hear this and that I can help you to get out of a black hole by sharing a little bit of my story, my hope, and my blue energy with you. So a couple of years ago, I fell into what I call a black hole, or also call the aliens. I refer to my depression as the aliens quite a bit. It's one of my coping skills. I have a sense of humor and I use metaphors a lot. So the aliens to me are little monsters that come snatch me away. And when they come get me, I literally feel like I've been taken over by aliens. Like they've taken me up to their ship and they won't let me go. My depression affects my personality, my energy, and who I am. And when I fall into a black hole, sometimes I feel like I will never get out of it. And that is exactly what that sense of hopelessness feels like when you have bipolar disorder. And for people who have secular bipolar disorder, especially bipolar 2, I have bipolar 1, so I tend to come out of my depressions a lot faster than people who have bipolar 2, or I think they're now calling it bipolar affective disorder or something like that. But if you fall into these deep depressions when you have bipolar disorder, and then you eventually get out of it, and then you're back in it again, you start to feel hopeless, and not from the black hole itself, but from the fact that you're back in it again. Like you finally got some joy, happiness, some purpose in your life. You finally got your crap together and you're doing okay. And then these dang aliens come back and pull you into this black hole again. And that is the constant battle that people who have bipolar disorder struggle with, that we're back in this major depression again. And most people that know people with bipolar only see the manic side of them. They don't always understand how horrific and how horrible the depression is. Our depression episodes are much more profound and much more severe because, in part, because we come up so high during the mania that when we crash, it's a really horrible feeling and it feels like it's never going to end. So a couple of years ago, when I was in my millionth black hole, I did a search for how to get out of a black hole, and I found a Stephen Hawking's lecture on how to get out of a black hole. Now, this lecture was a little bit scientific geeky for me, but that video got me out of the black hole I was in and gave me the hope I needed to get through it. So that's what I'm sharing with you, and I hope that if you're in a black hole that you will understand and relate with what I'm saying. So in his lecture, he said, if you are in a black hole, don't give up. There's a way out. And then later he said, the message of this lecture is that black holes aren't as black as they are painted. They are not the eternal prisons they once were thought to be. And then he said, things can get out of a black hole, both on the outside and possibly come out in another universe. So that's what I want to talk about. Is several years ago, well, I've shared my story about some of the struggles I've been through. So if you want to share my story, I'm going to share that in the end of this video if you want to hear my story on what I've been through and why I've created this channel. In my previous life, I had a very successful business and I've more or less lost everything and I'm starting over my life from scratch. And that can feel very disheartening and hopeless, and I've cried many, many times. So I have been in this dark place before. After I got my divorce, my ex-husband and I were married for 21 years and together for 24. He was my ride or die. He was not the person I ever intended to leave. We had 5 children together. We homeschooled. We had an unconventional life, and the state of Michigan kind of destroyed my life, but that's another long story. So at any rate, I've always meditated, and I always went to a sanctuary, a place I created in my mind when I meditated. And after my divorce, I wasn't able to go to my sanctuary for 6 months, at least 6 months. I tried to meditate all the time, and I would get stuck because this sanctuary wasn't my safe place anymore. So one day I tried to meditate, and I was told during my meditation that you can't get back to meditating without going through the darkness. So I had to walk through the darkness, and my sanctuary was on a beach where my ex-husband and I had our honeymoon. So I walked through the darkness. The whole beach was dark. My sanctuary was dark, and I was led past this darkness into another room that opened up into a beautiful room with all kinds of colorful flowers. And in it, there were tables. One was a table full of blue beakers, and the other was a table full of red beakers. And I was told about the blue energy during this meditation. And please, I need you to understand these are metaphors and creative visualization, which is a coping skill I use to help manage my mood disorder and do self-care. I meditate every day, and I use creative imagery. So I saw this table full of blue beakers and a table full of red beakers, and I was guided to come to this sanctuary, this beautiful sanctuary. I had my beautiful sanctuary bag, and it was full of these bottles of blue energy. And the blue energy is hope, fulfillment, peace, joy, all the things, the positive energy you need in your life. And I was told to go to this sanctuary in my mind and drink up this blue energy when I needed to feel joy in my life. So that's part of the story of this channel. But I was also told to avoid the red energy or the negative energy in my life as much as possible. So ever since this meditation, I have shared my story of the blue energy of my hope, and it's part of my spiritual life. And when I first started talking, I thought, I don't want to share this. I don't want people thinking I'm insane and kooky, but I keep being told to share the blue energy. So I am, and that's what I'm trying to do in this channel, is share my hope, my joy, and my peace in the fact that you can live with bipolar disorder and you can get out of a black hole and have a happy, fulfilling life no matter where you're at, no matter what your circumstances are. So this morning, I woke up to an email from someone who watched my video, How to Get Out, Help Your Friend During a Manic Episode. And she said I really helped her calm down, and it really helped. And that meant so much to me. That gave me so much blue energy, because what I'm trying to do with this channel is give hope to people who have mental illnesses. I have lost far too many people in my life to depression and mental illness, and I want to be an anchor for those of you who struggle with bipolar and mental health issues, and let you know that you can in fact have a happy, fulfilling, successful life in spite of your disorder, and that the black hole that you currently feel in, that you're in, it will not last forever. So this is going to be my final words of advice if you're still listening, and I hope you are. What do you do to get out of a hole when you feel like you're in a hole? Well, the first thing you do is you stop digging. So for me, that means letting go, accepting the fact that I'm in a depression and I cannot dig myself out of it. I can't pep talk or positive energy myself out of it. I'm in this black hole. I let go. I accept it. I'm in another depression. My brain is letting me be depressed. That's part of my illness and part of who I am. So stop digging. And the other thing you do is you take a rope that somebody's passed down to you, and you use that rope to get out of the hole. Because nobody gets out of a hole by themselves. You're stuck at the bottom and you can't get out. And one of the things us people who have mental health issues do is we isolate and we dig ourselves deeper into this hole instead of reaching out or taking the rope that people are offering us. So today, this video is me offering you a rope, a piece of hope, some glimmer of some possibility that life is going to get better. If you are looking for that, if you are trying to get out of a black hole, please like this video, help me reach other people in your spot, and subscribe to my channel because I am you. I've been you. I've been in that black hole and I will probably be in it again. And I may watch this video myself like I watched my video on how to calm down. These videos help me to get out of my black holes, and my sharing of my blue energy hopefully helps you. So if you got anything out of this video, I really appreciate you tuning in to the end. Please subscribe. I get you, and I'm trying to create content for people like us that need hope, joy, and fulfillment, and to understand that, yes, you can thrive even with a mental illness. So thanks for listening in. I appreciate your support on my channel, and I will be back again soon.